Hello, folks. Hope you're all doing really well. Welcome to day 3 of the Friend or Foe series, Heroic League. This is Shargan coming at you, and I have joining with me today Team Sword Blue, or Team A-Clicks Sword Blue. How you doing today, man?
Good. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you. I'm actually looking forward to getting some high-level insight into this game. Did you have a chance to catch Team Sword and Team in the Trees' games last time?
No, I didn't. I'm really quite excited to see what they pull it out here.
Okay, so just to give you a little bit of a recap, Team Sword did actually manage to do pretty darn well against Orphic and his team. Let's see here. I'm blanking on stuff, but they've done pretty well. Team Sword is, I believe, 1-1 right now. They won their first game, lost their second, and In the Trees is currently the 2-0 leading makers. And right now, let's just go and hop into these picks and bans real fast.
Alrighty.
What can you give me an opinion on that Hecarim? We've been seeing a lot of him lately in both Heroic and
I mean, even with the Hecarim nerfs, he's still a very, very strong champion because he's all about he's just a very fast-paced jungler. And looks like In the Trees are pretty much kind of doing front to back with Shen as well.
Yeah, so what kind of a team comp would you want to see? Like when you see those first two picks over on the side of In the Trees, you've got Hecarim and Shen. In the Trees obviously is a very strong team. They're very well good at their team fights. Their macro play has been absolutely insane. What do you think Team Sword is going to need to try and take on last year's reigning champs?
I mean, honestly, Team Sword just kind of has to pick a front to back kind of. I mean, they have a Tristana, Lilia, so that's really, really good for appeal. Because all they really need is just appeal for each other in fights, or else Hecarim or Shen's going to run him down every time in fights. So.
And it looked like we had I think that was a Gwen portrait hover. I don't remember.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
I don't remember what that's a stand-in for, but
I was like, is she out? Like, can we play her?
I don't think so. Not yet. I think Diego's still locked down too because he's not going to be available until the end of the spring split. Like, I don't think he's going to be actually active until summer.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was about to say something about the Gwen. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, just a little bit, Okay, so right there we've got our first 3 picks. Just looking at these, who do you think has the upper hand right now?
Honestly, so far, In the Trees have so far I predict that they're gonna win since just based on their champions. It's just a really hard front to back, and if they can scale to late game, Vayne will just be unkillable.
Yeah, Vayne is an absolute monster.
You just need 2 items on her, and pretty much you can do whatever you want. But I mean, we'll see what Team Swords got in mind here. Yeah, but I mean, the bans are Morgana, Nocturne. So I mean, just 2.
So we've got the Morgana Nocturne ban. That makes me think that they're obviously target banning the support. And I'm not sure if the Nocturne was I believe King Gator may have been talking about trying to take it because I know Orphic played it in his game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we have seen a Nocturne top once. It's what kind of. I think it's because it's a bit of an oddball pick is one of the reasons it's strongest. You're just not used to playing against that, but it was doing pretty well. Yeah. And then we've got a Lulu Shen combo coming out on the side of In the Trees. That just scares the crap.
Yeah, they're just protecting the Hecarim Vayne, honestly, because Shen could either ult Vayne or Hecarim, but it's most likely going to be Shen every time. I mean, Hecarim every time when he dives in. So yeah. So Team Sword has Darius, right? Darius top.
Yeah, that's going to be a Darius top, Lilia jungle so far, and it probably Nico mid. I'm not sure who Cadmus is going to be pulling out here for support-wise. Personally, I'd probably want something a little bit tanky. I don't know if a Thresh would necessarily be the best idea, just because of the fact that...
Oh, he's picking up Thresh's ban. But yeah, I mean, I like the Leona pick here, because there's a lot of flex to pick on Team Sword, so we don't know where everyone's going, right?
We don't know exactly where everyone's going. There is some decent flexing on the side of Team Sword, although I'm not entirely sure if we'd see a Tristana mid Nico bot. That would be weird. But I've played with a Nico bot before as Leona, and that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, Nico could either go mid or AD carry as well. They play her mage bot. It's really, really good.
Yeah. All right, and we're probably going to get that final lock-in of a victor here. All right, so just looking at these team comps, I got to give it to In the Trees. Just that Shen, Hecarim, Vayne, Lulu combo just is nasty, and stacking a victor on top of it just Oh, that makes me so sad. You just drop the stun down and immediately get feared or taunted into it. There's nowhere you're going to be able to escape from.
Yep. No, I'm with you there as well. I predict that. I mean, INT is gonna win this game. So.
All right. So with that, I think we're about ready to hop onto the rifts. So let's just go ahead and see how this starts out.
Sounds good.
All right, so Sword Blue, how do you think this game is going to initially play out? Like, what are your kind of early on predictions for the way we're going to play this?
Honestly, like I think this game, the red team is pretty much just gonna try to scale and try to get as much farm and get items before they want to fight. Because blue, I mean the blue Team Sword has an advantage right now because I mean they have pretty strong CC and they win early, so. So I would like to see like Team Sword. I mean, if they wanna like get ahead, I want to see them kind of invading, and I want to see them like kind of punishing the red team since they're really weak early game. So.
Yeah, no, I'm kind of thinking the same thing where it's like I feel like Team Sword needs to close this game out as quickly as they possibly can because if they let In the Trees scale, that's just going to end up being their curtain call.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like 20-25 minutes, it's not looking good for Team Sword at all.
I don't know if they can finish it in 20-25 minutes is the only question. So that's really kind of what I'm worried about. I'm rooting for them because they're the underdogs. And it'd be really nice to see someone kind of be able to put In the Trees kind of in there, like knock them down a peg. And if it was Team Sword that was able to do it, that would be really awesome just from a newcomer's perspective sort of thing.
No, I respect that. I really do.
All right, so just kind of looking at the way things are playing out here, I'm probably going to think Lilia's starting blue side first. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I believe she, Lily just wants to kind of just full clear because she's really fast at it.
So with that top side clear first, she's probably going to be looking to gank, like almost as soon as she finishes that clear.
Yeah, looks like Lily is skipping top and just going blue to her red, I guess. I believe here.
So what do you think she might be planning with that? That's kind of that's an interesting play. Right
I think honestly, I mean Lilia might invade or she might just want to get an early gank right now. So.
Well, yeah. So it looks like she went down to red, but I don't think she actually took it. I can't really tell right now.
No, Lily's taking red right now.
Yeah, she's taking red right now. She backed off a little bit and is taking a lot of damage, which is
he
kind
still has might. We'll see. I think Lily wants to gank bot here.
So. Yeah, with Vayne and Lulu pushing up right now, Lulu is probably stepping up to put a ward in that tri-brush though, so they'll at least know. Oh no, she dropped it right next to Dragon Pit.
Yeah, no, they can still see Lily if she walks down with that like vision there.
And look at that King Gator. Yeah, he's taking a lot of damage from all that.
Shen's early game is just really strong. Oh, here's the gank here.
Here's the gank that we were talking about, and we've got Vayne. She's trying to run away. Lulu's taking a lot of damage. I don't think she's going to be going down here. Elk Milk is putting himself in a really bad spot, almost getting himself killed. The minions in Vayne's passive.
Ooh, that's really good for Team Sword. They get both suns, so next time they push up like that, they're just dead.
That's true. Like that. So in the end, that gank, even though they lost a lot of health from there, they got both those summoners out. That's going to be really useful in the long run. All right. So looking at the way things are playing out right now, we've got Shen is obviously doing pretty well against the Darius. Usually, I would think Shen does pretty well in that matchup, right?
Yeah, because of the W. Like, I mean, Darius can't really auto. I think Shen's the counter to Darius, honestly.
Yeah, with just by merely having that Spirit Veil allows him to just basically ignore all of the Darius auto attacks. Well, those bleed stacks don't even get applied, I don't think. All right. Oh, there we go. We've got the second gank right now coming out from Elk Milk. That is a missed Zenith Blade from Oter, I think. Is that a sub, I believe, we have on the side of Team Sword?
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what the name was on Leona's name.
So I'm going to be referring to them to Leona until I have confirmation on exactly what that name is, because I'm having
Sounds good.
Yeah, some of the names in this league are honestly kind of entertaining. I did just look at Fish Umgarath up there at the top.
Yeah, no, that's really funny.
All right. So let's see here. With everything that's kind of playing out, it's kind of going the way I was expecting. Like we're just getting these basic lanes. I feel like Sword needs to be more aggressive though. Like we've gotten 2 ganks bot, which is awesome, but I feel like they just need to start making some plays in the area. Vol Noob is taking a decent amount of damage from Lilia, from Nico mid, and right there you have the Spirit, that Spirit Veil protecting Shen. All right, Kenny Hammer Spike going in on Fix Your Fart.
Yeah, honestly, I think the game plan. I mean, Lily is topside right now. You know, stealing those away from Hecarim, but I believe they just want to hit 6 so they can fight for Dragon. Because right now, I mean, Lily's only level 3, and Hecarim's level 5, so.
Yeah, Hecarim is level 5, so they obviously right now we're seeing a huge scaling difference coming out already just in the trees. Elk Milk has been foregoing a lot of jungle clear, and as a result has kind of set them behind. So it's really unsafe for Elk Milk to be ganking mid just because Victor having level 6 already. Bo knows that he can just come down bot lane and they're going to be able to take this dragon like really easy.
Looks like they're starting Dragon right now since they knew Lilia was topside here.
Yeah, no, I'm basically gonna I feel like Elk Milk's got to be really careful coming in for this gank right here, just because they're 2 levels down on Fish McGrish, and so it's that's gonna that right there already, and then this is gonna be an easy steal on the bot side for Bo. He's just gonna take all of Lilia's jungle, and that's gonna set Elk Milk even farther behind.
Oh yeah, I mean I wasn't following with Lilia's pathing, but I don't even know what she was doing.
Yeah,
I was a little bit confused what she wanted to do.
I feel like it was setting up for those early ganks bot, but as a result, oh, that was a canceled auto that actually managed to get Elk executed by the Gromp.
No, Lily had smite, man.
Yeah, that's
unfortunate.
Yeah, it is really unfortunate. All right, let's see. We're as this game is playing out. Yeah, right now Sword really on the back foot. There's not a lot to really kind of describe in regards to the way that they're playing. I'm not entirely sure what their exact game plan is at the moment because most likely we're going to see Lilia go. She was planning to go back anyway and buy some items. Right now we've got 2 amplifying tomes though, and so she's still nowhere near the same level of power that Hecarim has with completed boots and a sheen. And just this is gonna start becoming it's gonna become a real big headache for them here very shortly. I can already tell. Oh
yeah, no, because honestly, I mean, the Lily ganks were really good because they blew both sums, right? And then after that, like all Lily had to do was just kind of farm up just to get 6, so Lily could go bot again and try to kill them. But again, I don't know what she was like doing. Maybe she was putting pressure somewhere else. Maybe
that's a potential. Like we've already got right now another gank happening top lane as Amazing Apple goes in, gets taunted by Fish McGish. There's a decent amount of damage coming out, almost going under tower, just skirting on the edge of that, picking up yet another Dark Harvest stack. That's kind of interesting, picking Dark Harvest on Lilia, I think. What would you think about that, Sword Blue? Is that something that you would take on there?
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to carry games, you could go Dark Harvest, but I seen like Face Rush, I seen Predator as well on Lilia, just for the early like, but I mean, if you're trying to like do a lot of damage and carry, then Dark Harvest would be a really good option.
Yeah, I have a feeling that might be exactly. See, right now we've got a little bit. I wouldn't even call this exactly vertical jungling so much as Hecarim just being like, I'm gonna push my advantage and take all of Lilia's jungle because she's so far behind. And while they're topside doing Rift, this is setting it up for a pretty nice gank if he really wants. But I think that Bo Explode is just gonna be like, you know what? I'm just gonna be really happy with this whole bot side jungle.
Top fire. Ooh, got the 5 stacks there. Man, it's just so hard to kill Shen with the dash and the W. My god, man.
Yeah, it's so tough. And Lilia's still not even 6 right now. It looks like they're pressuring top, though, as hard as they can. They want to take this topside turret as quickly as possible, probably just to prevent any of these other lanes from getting pushed in too hard.
Yeah. I mean, that was good, honestly. That was a good Herald just for the gold and EXP there. But Bugslow's just taking the whole bot side here. And still level 5.
Still level 5 on the Lilia, exactly. Like, not even level 6, and we're almost 10 minutes into this game.
I'm surprised nobody has died yet. It's almost 10 minutes.
This is actually kind of something that we noticed in the Team Sword versus Team Spear game. I don't know if exactly if it's a timidity on the side. Look at this. Fish McGish is just doing work against King Gator. Gator cannot get any damage out. You've got the auto attack cancellation, the shield, the taunt. It's that poor Darius.
Oh, I thought Lilia was gonna die for a second. I saw the HP bar getting really, really low, and then he smited. So.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not entirely sure if Elk Milk is just going for that. I gotta save my smites for like the absolute latest possible moment, or if they're just kind of forgetting it came off cooldown. There we go. Look at Amazing Apple getting a lot of damage out on Evolved Noob. That taking him down to just a quarter of his health bar.
Nico mid is OP.
Nico mid is very strong. Like, that's honestly the amount of AP damage that she's able to put out if she's able to root you and get her full Q combo off. Like, that's a lot. I don't exactly know why King Gator is engaging in a full minion wave. Yes, Darius has amazing wave clear, but that is a lot of extra damage he's taking. He does manage to bait out the Shen W, but he's taking a fight that is just easy for Fish McGish to win. Although Fish McGish is just going to go ahead and back off.
That was close. That was close.
Amazing Apple once again trying to get... See, getting 2 bounces right there. We got the ult coming out from here. This is going to be Bow Explode going and getting that first blood. But at the same time, we've got the Lilia Burn coming out on the Victor. That's going to be yet another kill. Elk Milk is getting engaged in on by Bow Explode. Hecarim's going to be able to chase this poor Lilia down. That was a nice sleep, getting a lot of damage. Bow Explode going under tower, though. That's going to be a flash coming out from Elk Milk. A Shen ult coming out as well as Bow Explode manages to turn around and pick up the Elk Milk kill, but that is going to be Elk Milk getting a slain as well on Bow Explode.
What a fiesta that was.
That was kind of interesting. I feel like that played out way better for Team Sword than they might have anticipated. That was a great Shen ult, but they killed Hecarim before the Shen was actually able to come down. I think if Fish McGish had actually managed to complete that channel, that fight would have gone completely the other way. Shen would have survived absolutely fine.
I mean, that was a beautiful run by Leona as well, looking at that thing. So.
And that is going to be an easy Mountain Drake pickup for the side of Team Sword. And look at this, Kenny Hammerspike getting caught out by the Zenith Blade. That's a stun coming out from Leona as well, getting a pull from Darius. 2 flashes over the wall and a Lulu ult just to keep Kenny Hammerspike alive. So... Gotta give me some analysis after that. You're the color caster over here.
I mean, honestly, again, that was just beautiful. Burning the flash again. For bot side, with even though Lily is really behind, since bot has no flash again, all Lily has to do is just kind of clear vision from bot, and farm up a little bit, and then rotate bot again to gank with Lily ult. So.
Right, and that was so. Right now, Bow Explode is still 2 levels ahead of Elk Milk, and we've got right here Evolved Noob about to jump on him as well. I feel like that's a lot of damage coming out.
The Victor's going on here. But honestly, I mean, even though Lily is behind, right? As long as she lands a really good ulti in team fights, then like they can for sure win the fight here.
Yeah.
Team Sword.
Yeah, Team Sword is definitely they're showing that they're not someone to be slept on for sure. Look at that great prediction by the 0-1. Leona getting the stun off onto Kenny Hammerspike. There are no sums available, though, as Kenny Hammerspike goes down to Elk Milk.
Yep. That was beautiful. That was a very beautiful Leona ult. I mean, they knew they didn't have cleanse, so that was a really good call.
And just the prediction, knowing exactly where she was going to tumble, there was nowhere for poor Vayne to go. Right now, we've got Bow Explode hanging out in the winds. That is going to be a nice jump in on him, but he's not able to pick up the Tristana, only able to pick up the Leona, but we've got too much tank as that Eclipse is just... Leona Eclipse is just so strong, even early on. But it looks like we might have Bow Explode looking to dive under turret, stopping the back from Tristana.
I mean, there was a word in that bush, so they knew Lily was top. But yeah, I guess... But Leona, though, the W plus Aftershock is just something else. Unkillable.
It really is. Honestly, as a Leona main, like, that is probably one of the most amazing things is like, yeah, I get taken. My ADC got out. It's fine. I'm just going to walk away at this point. There's nothing they can do to me.
Exactly. I wish you can take Aftershock on anybody in this game, but, you know, there's runes you got to get.
All right, so with everything, the way it's been playing out, we got an even gold lead, 3-2 in favor of Team Sword, though. I'm still feeling like that scaling is a big threat for Team Sword, and they've got to be careful with it.
No, I agree. They're kind of just waiting right now. Like, I guess we almost have Kraken Slayer on Vayne, but Team Sword is doing a really good job of just taking objectives. Like, even though there's no turrets yet, they're taking the Rift Herald and then Dragon as well. Like, everyone's rotating very cleanly. So.
Yeah, no. Once that Rift Herald goes down, I would think that they might drop it top just to kind of finish off top side.
Top or mid here?
You think mid?
Yeah, because it's really hard to get mid because Victor's wave clear is pretty insane. So, like mid turret is one of the hardest turrets to get in the game, because of the mid lane champions that can just wave clear over and over.
Yeah, and it looks like on the side of Team in the Trees, they've got a couple of champions who are just able to do that. Well, only Victor, really. Hecarim's not going to be doing too much wave clearing.
But so far, Team Sword has the advantage. It's just, again, like, give this about 10-15 more minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
In the Trees, we'll get items that they need to, you know.
So in terms of itemization, we've got that Kraken Slayer, like you mentioned, that's coming out on Vayne, and we've already got it out on Tristana. That was a nice pull by Darius. Not going to be a lot he's able to do. Fish McGish is just so tanky right now.
I believe he's going for a Sunfire Cape here.
Yeah, ooh, that was a beautiful ult. I wasn't exactly sure if that was going to end up in a kill. Evolve New managed to get the stun off. The Nico ult came out. Right here, we got yet another Leona ult. They're focusing down that Lulu, taking him out. Tristana's jumping on top of the Vayne. Kenny Hammerspike has no escapes right now. That is a flash coming out from Tristana to make sure there's absolutely nowhere for him to go. And this should be an easy bot tower pickup is what I would think. King Gator going down to the top lane as Hecarim decides to return the favor of all those Lilia ganks. So let's see here. We've got Lilia up top, and that is Fish McGish trying to get out. Lilia has to go golden in order to not die, but Hecarim's just like, hey, I'm already here. Takes him out, and that is going to be King Gator going down as well. That is a top tower down, and we should be seeing a bot side turret falling here shortly.
Yeah. It's just the Lilia's too behind an EXP, so Hecarim and them can just run her down pretty much.
Yeah, especially with being as low health as she was. She only had a quarter of her health bar.
But Bot did a really good job of, again, no slums, so they could just all in them, and they get rewarded for it.
Yeah. Okay, then as we're seeing this map slowly start to crack open, it looks like Sword Blue is putting up a huge fight right now. I honestly, like, I know that I said that in the tree, like we keep saying, in the tree scaling is going to be what's saving the game. I was kind of worried that Sword might not be able to finish it quick enough, but the way that they're playing right now, they could very well pick this up.
Oh, yeah. No, they're playing it very well versus a scaling champion. Because, again, they do win early game. They have all the power early game. And, I mean, they got objectives as well, so, I mean, it's really, it's looking good.
And look right here, we got a Shen ult coming down. Nico flashing in on the backline. Amazing Apple getting off a single stun onto the Lulu, but that is going to be Fish McGish taking down Tristana. And right now, we got even more going on in the Dragon Pit. That is going to be a smite coming down. I'm not sure who got it. Red team manages to steal the Ocean Drake, and this is just going absolutely for In the Trees' favor.
Oh, my. That was such an intense team fight.
So go and give me the breakdown as we watch this replay right now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Team Sword was just kind of like, they weren't in position. Like they kind of panicked, and everyone got really split in that team fight.
Yeah, no, with all of them grouped up like that, Hecarim was able to get
like everyone is split. Everyone is split. No one's feeling for each other, so the coordination just was really bad.
Yeah, I mean, Hecarim. I didn't see that Darius ulti managed to pick it up right there on Vayne.
Yeah, Darius got a kill, but I mean, that's not good because they ace them, and you know they're just getting more items and items.
Yeah, an ace, a stolen Ocean Drake puts them one step closer to that Ocean Soul. That's 4 extra kills on the board for Team in the Trees, and now we're actually starting to see why they were the champions of last season.
The Triforce completed. Oh, that's gonna be scary.
No. All right, so we've got okay, so looking at let's take a look at the goal differences right now. So we've got a couple of different bounties available on the side of Team in the Trees for Sword to pick up. I really feel like though that's gonna be super tough. Like we're just looking at Darius is just getting outclassed by the Shen. Lilia is super far behind in terms of this Hecarim. At this point, if I was Team in the Trees, I would basically just take over the bot side jungle and not let them farm any of it.
No, I agree. I mean, once they're winning this hard, you kind of can just go top bot and then just ward everything, so they can't even enter the jungle. Like, they have to enter the jungle by fog, and you can just kill them over and over. So, I mean, at this point, Team Sword can't really do much but to just kind of sit back and farm. But again, they're just going to get hard outscaled. Oh,
right. So they can't do much, but what would be their win condition at this point in time? Like,
I mean, honestly, that's tough to say. I mean, all they can really do is farm and hopefully get a really good fight with Nico, Lily asleep as well. Because, I mean, if Darius can get those resets as well in team fights, it could be really, really good.
Yeah, the only problem is, though, is against In the Trees, if you just sit around and farm, that's going to be a easy time for In the Trees as they scale up as well. So you're not going to win that scaling race. So I think what we really need to see is we need to see some kind of split push coming out from Team Sword that just forces In the Trees to respond in multiple fronts, basically negating their power advantage they have as a 5-man.
Yeah, I like they can
That
split,
is
but
a Shen ult coming down as Elk Milk gets caught out in the jungle. That's going to be a Tristana taking a lot of damage as Fix Your Fart almost gets taken out. That was a great Leona ult to stop the Shen and Hecarim from falling in. King Gator came in from the backline, though, and he gets taken out. We got right there, Leona. The Eclipse is not going to be enough right now. That's the Locket coming out as well as they get picked up. That's a double kill going over to Kenny Hammerspike. And there's at this point, the game has started to get cracked open, and we're going to see a destroyed mid turret here in a second. And that's going to be a Baron call, I think, coming out from In the Trees.
Looks like it, yeah. I mean, what I was saying, the thing is, like, Team Sword can split, but the thing is, who wins? Like, does the Darius beat Shen? I think the Shen beats Darius right now in split push. So so Lily has to kind of help out Darius, but there's always a Hecarim near them, so.
Right, and there's no vision on this Baron take right now. As this game is starting to become very one-sided. The pendulum was already swinging in the direction of In the Trees, but at this point, it's just kind of hanging out on that side of the map.
Yeah, no, I mean, Team Sword played it really well early game. They got they picked some kills, they got some objectives, but at the end, In the Trees just kept winning team fights over and over here. So they're pretty much scaled up and got items.
Yeah, so at this point, I think we're probably going to start seeing a lot more 5-man roams probably coming out of In the Trees. Wouldn't you think?
Say that again for me.
We'll be seeing like a lot of roams, 5-man roams coming out from In the Trees.
Yeah. I mean,
Fix Your Fart is getting engaged on here. Bow Explode trying to go in, but gets knocked back by the Tristana ult, but it's not going to matter as Shen comes in on the back line. That is going to be a Leona ult coming down as well. It's not enough to take him out. Elk Milk taking way too much damage as Hecarim just doesn't care about the turret, taking all those tower shots and the sleep. There's really nothing I can see Team Sword doing at this point in the game.
Yeah, they're just so tanky at this point. They can just run them over.
We've got Victor in the meantime. He's in the top side, stopping King Gator from continuing this push, dealing so much damage to him and just manages to take him out. We had the Shen ult come out there too, I think.
Yeah, no, Shen ulted there.
Yeah,
just in case.
Just in case. He didn't really need to do it, but that was nice of him to join his buddy, help him push that out. And in the meantime, that's 2 turrets on the bot side taking in that last push.
Look at the Shen damage as well. Full tank Shen can do that much.
Yep, Amazing Apples at this point is just trying to survive, doing whatever they can to escape. That was a nice block right there from Evolved Noob in anticipation, and that is a broken Nico, unfortunately, as Amazing Apples goes down.
That would have been poggers if he got out of there.
That would have been pretty amazing. It was a nice little misdirect, but obviously I believe it was the Comet or the Phase Rush proc on Evolved Noob that caused him to realize, oh wait, there's somebody over there. And
that's going to be... gonna be Soul Point as well in 4 or 5 minutes.
Yep, we got Soul Point coming up next, so in 5 minutes that'll be the Ocean Soul that honestly In the Trees could probably finish this game out before that ever becomes an issue.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think they just want to group up here and kind of just win the game.
They might do that. They might also try and just go for that secure, because as of right now, it's kind of interesting. Bot lane completely gone. We're down to the inhibitor turret. Mid lane, they've only taken the tier 1 just now. Top lane still has both of their turrets. So it's kind of like, even though we've seen Team Sword put up a decent fight, they just waited too long, and we're hitting that 20-minute point that you were mentioning before.
Man, these level leads too. 3 levels down, 4 levels down, I believe.
Yeah, Hecarim's at level 14 and Lily is at level 10. So
EXP is just...
Yeah. The EXP difference is drastic. Kenny Hammerspike is getting caught out, having to flash out of the Nico ult. That is a double stun coming out from Leona as we've got Tristana jumping in on the backline, taking out Kenny Hammerspike. They're getting completely blasted, though, by Fish McGish and He Who Slops, taking so much damage. Meantime, Hecarim was able to jump into the backline, take out Amazing Apples, and that Amazing Apples went down. That is going to be an easy pickup of a 1-for-1 for In the Trees. And yet the fight is still going right now. This Fiesta is just not over. We got Eltmilk getting taken down as Hecarim decides to re-engage right underneath that turret. King Gator taking way too much damage, walking right into the Victor stun as Evolved Noob just becomes dominating right now. Hecarim, once again, Bow Explode, tanking the tower shots, not giving a care in the world.
Yeah, I mean, they're just incredibly tanky. I mean, they got a trade. They killed the Vayne, but it's just not enough. The Shen Hecarim combo is too much.
Yeah, and when we're looking at these items, we have Lilia taking the Leandri's Torment, the Hextech Belt coming out from Nico, and the Locket coming out from Leona. The Locket, I think, was probably a pretty good pickup, but I'm not entirely sure about that Leandri's.
Yeah, I mean, Lily's just trying to do as much damage, but the thing is, she's just so squishy, so when she walks up, you're just going to get one-shotted. Yeah, like, the only way I could see is if Lily gets a 5-man ult, and they can focus on, like, the Victor, or they can focus on the Vayne, but I don't know how else they can win team fights. Like, and they can't split either because they lose splitting.
I was gonna say, it's like, even if you manage to take out the Vayne, which was exactly what Tristana did in that 3v2 or the 3v3, it doesn't really matter because Hecarim is just dealing so much damage as well. That champion is so nasty. If he's allowed to get his damage, it becomes impossible to stop him. And
the Hecarim picked up Death's Dance as well, so it's just unkillable now. Stereo's Gage Death's Dance with Shen.
Stereo's Gage, Death's Dance, Shen ult, and not a single bit of healing reduction. No grievous wounds on the side of Team Sword.
It looks like they're fighting here.
Yep, it looks like we got a fight right here. That's a Lulu ult coming out onto the Hecarim, making him a big horsey boy. It's not going to really matter as Fix Your Fart is going to get chased under tower. Fish McGish tanking all those tower shots. They're just going to go in underneath the inhibitor turret because they know they don't care about that tower damage. It doesn't do anything. We got Fish McGish once again looking for the Lily. He dives into the blue side base, and he's just going to kind of, like, oh, okay, I missed. It's fine. I'm just going to walk out.
Yeah, I mean, they can just do whatever they want now.
Yeah, so
they're just going to go mid here and try to get an inhibitor.
They're going to get the inhibitor. That's going to be an easy pickup for them. Eltmilk is not able to fight this. Like you said, just way too squishy. If they go anywhere near that to try and engage, that's just going to be them taking out. King Gator's trying to do something bot side, taking out the bot side turret, but that's going to be an inhib and mid turret taken down.
I think they still want to play it safe and just go for a Baron. And Soul Points coming up as well, so they could do Baron and Dragon, they can end the game.
That they definitely could. If I was Team Sword right now, I think I might actually probably go right for... Oh, yeah, Dragon's not going to be up in time. But I would try to catch out Team In the Trees as they're coming down from Baron, hoping they'd taken enough damage. I wouldn't necessarily engage them right here like the way 011 is doing. And we got a TP coming in right now as Shen just decides to come in on the back line. Leona is getting a lot of damage. That's Drowsy coming out. That is a golden Lilia that's not going to do a lot of damage. Baron is helping out a lot, but it's also hurting Team Sword. And that is going to be a complete triple kill going over to Vayne.
I mean, there's just nothing Team Sword could really do there. They're just so behind in gold, EXP. And Darius wasn't even wait, was he there in that fight?
Darius wasn't even in that fight. He had gone bot side and then B'd and never actually arrived.
I mean, even if he was in that fight, like he can't really do much. So
yeah, he's not going to be able to do a lot. And real quick, I'd like to talk about these items real fast. It's a 7-27 game. In the Trees has got this. There's very little that Team Sword is actually able to do other than stall this game out, as we've got a Ocean Soul on the board. With the way items are right now, do you think Grievous Wounds is even a worthwhile purchase against healing, just with how strong it is?
No, I mean...
So is that just kind of like a situation of, like, healing is an absolute necessity then at that point?
Yeah, I mean, healing is just... I mean, even if you buy reduction for it, it feels like healing is so really overpowered in general. Like, that you can't really stop it.
So if you can't stop it, oh my goodness, look at the damage coming out from Eltmilk. That was taken down to a third of their health on just one ability, and then just 2 more attacks, and that's another kill going over to the side of In the Trees.
see what they do here. I mean, they're just pushing bot. Ooh, Nico with a good engage.
Nico getting
And
engaged right now,
one
and that's a
battered.
Hecarim dive underneath the turret, and that is a knockback as a double kill goes over to Victor yet again. And we've got a Leona ult coming out. Not entirely sure what that was for, but that's going to be another inhibitor. This should just be a push to finish the game. Evolved Noob going in on the King Gator. They're basically the disrespect engage right now as the tanks are taking so much damage, having to flash onto the fountain just to stay alive. And that's going to be in Nexus turret number 1, Nexus turret number 2. So there is nothing left other than to just take this Nexus right here. Bane doing the work, doing some auto attacks as King Gator and Lilia both trying to engage on that amazing apple going down. And that is going to be an easy win for Team in the Trees.
Status. Yep, the scaling worked there. All they had to do was scale. And they won.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a very interesting game. But again, Team Sword played really well early game.
They did play well early game. I feel like there's a lot of work that Team Sword needs to do. I feel like with their past 2 games that they've gone up against, they're starting to realize just the amount of power that these heroic teams are capable of bringing to the table. In the Trees is such a powerful team. I mean, just look at these damage charts in general as well. Hecarim and Victor just completely outclassed Team Sword.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, again, like Team Sword's got it. Like the early game is good. They just have to capitalize on working on their mid to late game kind of. And also like their EXP. I don't know what they were doing. Like they weren't doing their the jungler was like 4 levels behind. The top laners were behind too. Like even if you put Lily at top to help you out, you still get put behind because you're sharing EXP.
Yeah, no, definitely, and that's you are by sharing that EXP is definitely going to cause you a lot of issues, and then not to mention the fact it just made Lilia able to Hecarim was able to just go into Lilia's jungle, steal all of that bot side, and kind of live in the bot side of bot side's jungle. Was really unfortunate, and it's kind of one of those things where we're going to need to see if Team Sword's able to bring it out. We're going to be, I think, I really got nothing else left to say on this.
No, I mean same here. But yeah, you kind of got everything.
All right, so with that, let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we will be right back. Stick around.
What makes you an exception?
All right, welcome, folks. This is your captain speaking. This is Chris Edgeworth, not Sherrigan, as it says on screen, and I'll be doing your interviews today. I'm joined here by Fish McGish, the top laner from the Victorious in the Trees. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good, thank you.
Excellent. Well, that was a bit of a banger that we just watched. What was the circumstances around you coming in today as a sub?
Just, my good friend Broccoli, he couldn't make it today, and so I got subbed in, and I'm just, so grateful that I was able to win, because I really wouldn't want to have lost while he was, subbed out.
Hell yeah. You gotta make sure you respect the seat that you're warming for him. You gotta keep the W's up for sure. Well, I mean, early on, it sort of was a running factor in the game, a little bit of the Diffie and the Jiffy, so to speak. I mean, Elk Milk clearly had a plan to pressure the top lane, sacrificing a lot of camps and experience to make that happen, but you were able to push back on that and actually, manage very well under those circumstances. What was your experience like in the top lane in this game?
Well, if you're not getting camped in the top lane, you're not really playing top lane. I kind of expected it, that's just kind of what happens. My teammates say I have taunt, the jungler constantly wants to come top lane and bully me, but, it just didn't work out for him this game. I just played safe, and we got the W.
Right on. Well, I mean, you survived the Direst treatment, so well done with all that attention, and especially being a substitute. That must have been pretty harrowing to deal with, but you guys stuck with it. You guys had a really strong mid-game. I wrote it down as mid-game madness. So when did you feel like the game really hard turned for in your favor?
Oh, it was for sure at one of those first dragon fights when we got the ace on them. I believe I ulted down, and then I taunted Tristana, and then Evolved Noob killed her instantly. And I think that was really a turning point of the game, because it was just a clean team fight.
Yeah, definitely.
And it definitely enabled a lot of macro plays. Definitely shout out to Evolved Noob. He played that game really, really well. Just him and I were just roaming around the map, killing everybody.
Yeah, definitely a Smurf game all around. Thanks for joining us, Fish McGish, on the interview desk. Before we go, just any final thoughts that you have?
Yeah, well, Team Sword beat Team Spear, and if we beat Team Sword that easy, I guess Team Spear is going to be free.
That's just transitive property, folks. You heard it here. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break before we come back with Game 2, Friend or Foe Series Heroic. Stick around.